when I was in my Kirtan Kriya, I believe in the silent part where you repeat the mantra in completely silence.
Mm-hmm.
There came to me some memories from a few months ago, and that memories are with a orange, like a orange, shining orange on it. So immediately my part that have learned and make the association with, oh, orange is your second chakra. There is something that's um these memories will come from your second chakra or give you the feelings associated with your second chakra.
Good day, everybody. Welcome wherever you're tuning in from. Welcome. I'm hoping you're doing very, very, very fine. Today, I have such a special guest. I'm so happy that she's here. We got to meet Sanne, I think, uh, somewhere last year. She is a practitioner of the Kundalini Yoga in our Kundalini Yoga club. But I did not know that she has challenging challenges with her eyesight. I'll, we've been in a conversation. She's helped us. She's really into the Kundalini Yoga, and her story is so remarkable. That's why she's on the podcast of this today on our Kundalini Awakening podcast. So, with that, I would love to say welcome to Sanne. Hi, Sanne.
Hi, thank you for introducing me.
Well, if I had 5 or 10 minutes, I would love to spend all the time introducing you because I think I honestly, humbly say it's so amazing um, what you have achieved, and just to sit here, to be able to conversate, organize your life as we know. I am humbled and very grateful for this conversation with you today. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, I'm very, very grateful to be here. So thanks for the invitation.
Yeah. So we start by asking you, hey, who is Sanne? Where are you from? What do you love to do? And yeah, what's your life look like?
Yeah, well, what's my life look like? I think that's a good question at this moment. As you mentioned, I am Sanne. I live in the Netherlands. I'm born in and raised there. Um, so what I do in my life is, yeah, working. What else? No, that's a joke. I have a job, and next to that, I'm very into self development, as I mentioned it, with Kundalini Yoga, and also a few other techniques, which I like. And um, in my free time, I spend most of my time listening to music and singing with music. Before the session, some have heard my voice for the first time, I guess. Um, so that's something that I do frequently.
Yeah, I could hear a beautiful voice with a lot of potential. I could hear that. Yeah.
Thank you. And I lived with my family so far, and a lot of animals. I'm always surrounded by animals in my life. At this moment, we have 3 dogs, 2 rabbits, 1 guinea pig, and I believe my brother has in the room next to mine a frog and a few fish. So I'm always surrounded with animals. Gives
Oh,
always
how nice.
a lovely and very busy and enthusiastic energy in this house. Yeah.
And you live in Amsterdam.
No. No. Uh, I live in Zwijndrecht, close to Dordrecht or Rotterdam, or which of the two
Ah,
is
okay.
is best for you?
Yes, yes. So you live a bit in the southern part of the Netherlands. Hey,
Yes, southwest indeed.
for the people who don't watch but listen to this podcast, I'll describe the first time I met you during a small get to know conversation because you joined our Kundalini Yoga club, and I was all surprised, shocked, positively, because when I see you, it becomes clear that you have an eyesight problem. Um, and can you just let's get that out of the way? What's your situation with that? What, were you born with it, or how did that happen?
Yeah, I remember that conversation indeed, and I write about it before. Um, my I'm born blind. That's easier to say than share all my medical information. I'm born blind. My left eye is completely blind, and my right eye, for the people who are watching, um, has 2% sight left. But that also means that I can see dark and light and colors from close by. More than that, it isn't. It isn't more than that. I cannot see people's faces, or even the faces of my parents or my younger brother. I cannot not see that. I know mostly from voice and from feeling um, that they are my family. So that's also the most things I use in my life are my ears and my uh, yeah, and my feeling, and
Mm,
mostly the combination of the two.
mm,
Uh,
mm.
yeah.
Wow, wow. Well, to me comes to mind that at least you said you can still see some colors.
Yes.
So there is some color in your life.
Yeah. I'm very grateful for that because I love color. That's the only thing I have, dark and light and color. And so I can share my own clothing, like wearing today I'm wearing red, but then another day I can wear white or blue or whatever color I feel at that moment. And it makes some things in life a little bit easier than with color, and a little bit happier, I guess. Because
Yeah.
yeah,
And well, maybe this is a strange question, but I have the desire to ask you, how did you discover color and understand its color?
I think in the same way as every small child does that. Also, when I was a baby or a toddler, we have also the same toys to play with, like uh, cubes to build a tower. And my father was the first one after my birth who says, "Hey, there is something." She reacts on light because he's taking a picture of me, and he saw that there was a shock reaction of mine coming from
Mm,
me. And
mm,
he said, "Hey, there is something. It's not completely blind." uh, and then they discovered that, with a few doctors, of course, that if I can take it close by, and with close by I mean very close by, it's not possibly in my eyes, but that's also a danger for a small child. um, that's mostly why I wearing, if I'm outside, wearing a glasses for protection. But now I don't, because I'm inside, and I hopefully there comes nothing fall out of the air at this moment. um but yeah, I discovered it at the same way, because they give me like a cube and say, which color is that, and they teach me this color is blue, that color is yellow, that color is red, like the basics that every child learned when they are young.
okay, okay. Wow. Whew. So you see light, you see colors. Um, do you see the colors of your chakras?
That's an interesting question, and that was something that I also discovered in my meditation practices. Before I came to the path of Kundalini Yoga, I was very interested in meditation and also trying out different meditation techniques. And yes, I can see the chakra colors. I can see the dark red of the lowest chakra, the orange of the second chakra. Yes.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Tell me how that was for you. Can you go back to the first time you meditated and you realized, hey, my chakras have colors?
Um Maybe it was a kind of it was a meditation on an app, like a teacher teach me through the chakras, and they said uh, that they were colors associated with the chakras, and for me that was a opening of my eyes, because feeling, yeah, it's amazing, but the combination with feeling and the color of it, and that was for me, yeah, very helpful, also with making links to certain emotions and feelings, um, areas of life. Chakras are also areas of life. Um, so yeah, that was very helpful for me.
Mm, wow. So you can, it's very hard for me to imagine, but sometimes when I do a psychedelic truffle, then we close our eyes and we see all these colors. But probably you're experiencing that more often just by yourself because that's your world. You've got feelings, and you get colors with the feelings.
Yeah, at sometimes indeed. A session, um my personal kriya at this moment is kirtan kriya. I want to share that because
Mm,
it can be useful. Um this I practice that every day. And a few days ago, obviously a week ago, when I was in my kirtan kriya, I believe in the silent part where you repeat the the mantra in completely silence.
mm-hmm.
There came to me some memories from a few months ago, and that memories are with a orange, um yeah, like a orange, shining orange on it. So immediately my part that have learned and make the association with, oh, orange is your second chakra. There is something that's um these memories will come from your second chakra, or give you the feelings associated with your second chakra.
Oh wow, wow. Uh, it, Maybe it happens to us too, people who have sight, but I'm not conscious of that. But it's so beautiful that you, in a way, you process life in colors while you're almost blind. I find that so amazing. It's surprising, mind blowing, but I also feel very happy that you have a bit of sight and experience colors. That's
Yeah,
so nice.
it's also for me, I'm very grateful to have this. And also, if I write something about gratefulness in my journal, which I do daily, um, it's always something in it with, I'm happy, or I'm grateful for that I can see the sun shining through my window.
Hmm.
Because feeling is one thing, but seeing and getting mostly blinded by by the light of the sun, um, is something else than only feel it, only feel the warmth. It's a combination of, yeah, golden white sunlight in your face, and yeah,
Hmm. Wow. To be grateful for the sunlight shining on us. Yeah, maybe some people will not understand, but I understand you very well. I used to live in the Ukraine for a long time, and And in the winters in the Ukraine, it's very gray. It's so clouded. There's so much overcast that for the first times in my life, I start to really miss the sun. My body was craving for it because there was no feeling of sunlight. And then I remember it was one winter and there was almost no sunlight. I was so depressed and I kind of had to escape into another country to get more sunlight because there's so much overcast in that area in the winter. And after that, I just decided, no, 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 no more full winters in the Ukraine for me because there's just no sunlight. So
Yeah.
to appreciate sunlight, just to realize how nice it is to have sunlight. Thank you for sharing that because but you feel that in, I think even in a more intense way.
Yeah, and it's also something that I enjoyed. Like a few weeks ago, in the end of February, I think. Yeah, it was on my brother's birthday. Also, the sun was shining very bright that day, and I said to my mother, "Let's drink some tea in our front yard." She said, "Yeah, maybe it's cold." I said, "No, you can keep your jacket on, and we share a cup of tea in the sun." And she said, "Ah, okay, let's do that." And after that, she said, "Wow, that was so fine to do."
Yeah, yes, yes, yes. The vitamin D is so needed. Many of us
Yeah.
we don't even know it, but it's has such a big impact on us. Wow.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, from colors to sun. Hmm.
Yeah.
Now let me bring you to your life before Kundalini Yoga. How was that like?
Whew. Uh,
Can you imagine a life without Kundalini Yoga?
not anymore. It's maybe a little bit weird, and also for myself to realize that this last year uh, is so transforming for me. Was so transforming for me, and
Well,
uh,
let's go before that.
before that,
Yes, let's go.
yeah,
Let's have a bit of an understanding how your life looked like before you discovered the Kundalini Yoga. I think you were a student at that time.
yes, yes, I was a student at the yeah at one of the universities in the Netherlands, and I studied in IT and innovation. We call that innovative development in our school. Um, it was yeah, it was very fun. Uh, Beside that, we have a big Corona crisis and a completely lockdown during my studies. That was also during my studies.
Ah,
Um,
did you do
so
that from home then? You studied all the
yes,
time from home.
mostly yes,
Hmm. Hmm.
and in the beginning that was fine and okay, but after a few weeks we thought all that we missed each other, like we missed playing some games, card games in the short breaks that we have or organized by ourselves. We missed to have uh, contact with each other besides looking on the screen.
Hmm. How do you play card games? I'm
Yeah, yeah,
curious.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's something that I noticed by myself. Indeed, um, we have card games with braille labels sticked on it. Like I have
Oh,
some, so that I can read the cards also. That's very
oh,
very handy if you play card games.
oh, that's so nice. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
so nice. Yeah, I think it's such a forming time that you can socialize when you
absolutely.
start to
Yes,
study because that's where you a bit, discover you're a adult on yourself. And what did you do more to discover your own adulthood um, during the Corona time, etc.?
can you give a
Let's
better
say
explanation? Yeah.
Yeah, so when you start to become 18, you go to study, and usually, if you go study, you have more activities with friends, co-students. You might find a job, but you do things that brings your life outside of the parenthood, right? So I'm curious how you have been, before the Kundalini yoga, been
Yeah.
trying to
Yeah.
find yourself.
Yeah, I understand that. Before I study, I take some time to develop myself a lot better. Because I'm coming from special education high school, um, which is fine, and I have a few friends left from there that are almost now in my life. So I'm very grateful for that. Um, but I mentioned that that was a very protected area, which is good. But I have a younger brother. He's 2 years younger than me, and I saw different situations with what his experience was at school and my experience was at school.
Mm.
And so I take 1 year, a break year, um, for developing some, yeah, self power, some self trust, uh, because it felt for me, um, that I don't know what to study or what job to take. So I needed that time to discover something more about myself, and I get with that some help from an organization which is helping blind or people with eye disabilities, um, to, yeah, give some psychological um, things and some hobbies or some computer skills, like they train you to get studied or get um, back in your social life. And yeah, that was for me very helpful in the way that most things I knew before I go to there. Like, they don't need to teach me how to work blind because I have no other options than work blind. So that are skills that I don't do not need to learn there.
Ah,
But in the psychological way, um, I discovered that there are a lot of situations and emotions that I make not no place for it. And so I've talked for hours and hours with my
psychologist.
psychologist. Thank you, indeed, and that helps me. And
Mm.
after that, my computer trainer noticed that he knows someone who is studying IT and innovation, and in his way IT and business, but my way was IT and innovation. And he says, "Here, you have his number. He's completely blind. Call him." Okay, maybe like okay. Um, I did that, and we had a, yeah, very open and fine conversation. Uh, and he says, "Yeah, I can tell you a lot about school, but my advice is to come and see and feel how it feels for you, because every student uh, is special in that way, and also for me." And before that, in my high school time, I have a conversation on another university for studying their IT, and they said, "No, we don't want you because it's too difficult for us um, to guide a blind student."
Yeah.
That, that's very hard to hear as a, I believe I was 16 or 17
Yeah.
teenager. Very hard.
So if I understand you well, you went through hardship because you were growing up educated in high school in a very protective environment where everybody was understanding, they were trained to help you, you had all the tools, the environment, the setting to help you. And when you had to step into real life, the life that was not catered for blind people or poor eyesight people, you experienced a whole set of emotions because you felt that life maybe you didn't belong, or people reacted in a way where you felt less belonging.
No, it was more. Uh, Most of the part is right. if, but it were more emotions from myself.
Hmm.
Um, that I want to break free from the protection. Like I
Ah.
was at that time, I was 17, 18, and there are situations in which happen that people said to me, no, you can't do that because you're blind. And
Mm.
that's for me, as a small child, I had that reputation. If someone says no, you can do that, I try as long as I can do it.
So coming back to Kundalini, one you know about the sutras,
A little bit, yes.
the guiding guidelines for living in this age of time,
Hmm.
which we call the Aquarian time, and the Indians say it's Kali Yuga, the time of so much darkness, so much duality. Um, there is a way through every block, and I
Indeed,
feel it's very present in you.
indeed. And I've also, yeah, lived it as my motto, I guess. Uh, um, Beside of there are indeed things that are, yeah, like I cannot uh become a, um how do you say that, someone who builds houses,
Yeah.
like that's that's close to impossible. If I want, I can try, but maybe that's not the greatest idea of my life.
Yeah. Yeah.
um but
So
yeah,
you pick your battles. There are some things that you
yeah,
know you really want to do, and it's IT and innovation.
yeah.
Okay.
And
And during your study, how was studying besides from Corona and playing cards? I hear you say, I remember you said that's where you were first introduced in Kundalini.
Yeah, that was later on. That was in my last year of my study.
Uh-huh.
There you need to choose a minor and another part of study, which is which has nothing to do with IT and innovation. It can be, but I decided to do some more self discovery because I found that very interesting. And a few years before, my um, mentor told to me, I think you are high sensitive. And that was also a something that was opening my eyes, but I cannot do much with it. Yeah, I can research it on Google high sensitive and find some grounding meditations, which I practiced a few times, but more than that, I I didn't. But in my fourth year, I chose a minor on another high school, completely uh, new for me, new people, new teachers, new students, new location, new travel, everything. Yeah, instead of breaking free, that was a step to break free. Um, and I introduced myself to the teacher who was, yeah, obviously the getting the most overview about students and other teachers. And he said, for me it's not a problem, and if it isn't for you, yeah, then we can absolutely give it a try and see how far you can come. And I think that you can reach to hold the minor because I see no blocks. That was very fine to hear. He was also a very friendly person to talk with.
So I want to make a pause here. So you overcame a certain challenge because you came from a protected environment again, where you had a study that said, "Oh, we can cater to you," and then you had a minor outside, which was not necessarily a comforting environment. You didn't know what to expect.
Mm-mm.
and you chose to say, I'm going to do it. This is how I break free. And then the whole experience was very accommodating.
Yeah.
That's so nice. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it was very nice to do. And there indeed, there was a one of the teachers. We have some subjects about personal growth, leadership, leadership training, etc. Very interesting subjects. And the teacher of personal growth, she mentioned that she was mainly doing Kundalini Yoga. Yeah, and I was very interested in the whole subject of personal growth, but the Hatha Yoga sun salutations that we did were in the first time challenging indeed, but I want more. I was hungry. I want more. I needed more. So after my minor, I researched to Kundalini Yoga and come on a Dutch YouTube channel called Kundalini Yoga Club of Guru um, Gian.
Yeah, Gian or whatever. Yeah, doesn't matter.
Yes, in some way like
Yeah,
that. You know what I mean, and
yeah.
hopefully the listeners also know what I mean.
Yeah,
And
Jasper, Guru Gian, Guru Gian, it doesn't matter. So,
yeah, and there, um, at that moment, there was a kriya um, out in the open. I don't know why, um, and why I mentioned that because that is the kriya which we practicing in the 365 days now. It is the last kriya of the third month, and I discovered that yesterday that it was the same, and I'm very happy with that.
which one is that? Strengthening the navel point or
uh
elimination? Or
Elimination,
yeah.
the last one. Yes,
So
it was my
by
first.
coincidence,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
found the channel.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But that kriya is also for the positive mind to rise, right? Because there is a saying, to reach your positive mind, you need to eliminate um, negativity. To reach
Yes,
positivity, you need to
yeah.
eliminate negativity.
And now I see that it was meant to be so. Like in that period when I practiced the kriya for the first time, and not yeah, regularly, like 2 or 3 times a week, but not daily. um I need to make some choices. I need to find a organization to finish my studies in. And that was something which was very challenging for me because my thoughts are, no, they don't need you, you are not good enough, etc. All negative thoughts that we as persons, maybe, hopefully not, but maybe are relatable. um and that kriya gave me at that moment the positivity, the power to send a message to a organization which I was not very positive on, but yeah, it was something that was come to me because I knew it before. I knew it before the organization, and I said to myself, no, I don't want to send them a message because it feels like a confrontation with my disability to work for an organization that do things for people with a disability, if you understand what I mean.
Uh, they work, they do things for people who have disabilities.
Yes,
It means and you thought you were not able to work there.
yes.
Okay, and what happened?
um what happened was first a conversation with my mentor from the studies, and she said, why do you why didn't you make your disability your biggest power? And also that's something that's uh, changed my mind. In combination with the elimination kriya, I sent them a message, and in the same week, I've got an answer. Yes, you can finish here your studies. Yeah,
Again, here it's again, we can think of so many bad things to stop us, but reality doesn't always resonate with it, does it?
indeed.
Yeah, it's that saying, we are our worst enemies, isn't it?
In that situations, absolutely. My thoughts were, oh no, it's not in the same, and all signs were, yes, it is this, it is correct, and it is what you need to do.
So your heart was saying yes, 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 but the head was saying no, 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 no. Okay.
Yeah, and my head is very strong.
Well,
Very strong.
I don't think you are unique in that. Okay, okay,
Well,
okay, okay.
lucky me. There are so much more people.
Yeah, the first sutra is recognize that the other one is you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, indeed. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I read something about that. Yeah.
Okay, so you found the Kundalini Yoga. You did the Kriya for elimination. You got a job, and tell us about the Kundalini awakening or journey, or just
Yeah.
what happened.
What happened? Yeah. After that kriya and my graduation, during my graduation, it was very challenging, my graduation. uh, but it's okay. I think that's all a part of it. Uh, and then I saw on the same YouTube channel, because I followed the YouTube channel, that there was a challenge announced, an 11-day flexible spine challenge, flexible back, flexible spine, which of the two. Um, and then I came to the conclusion, hey, this is not a channel where the practices are uploaded. It's a community channel. Yeah, yeah. And Kundalini Yoga Club did not ring that bell. So yeah, the challenge announcement. That was my first meeting with the community. Uh, it was very overwhelming for me, because there are more people practicing Kundalini Yoga, and I'm a beginner, and the reactions are so full of experiences, and I was the person who struggled with finding the correct position and practicing the movements in the right way, that I've completely ignored the whole discussion forum sharing place, and only practice the challenge, and that felt good after a few days struggling with finding the right position, etc. Because I need to find it out blind. I cannot watch the screen. At some point, yes, I can ask some family for help. What is he doing with his right hand at this moment? Like some things I can ask, but mostly find it out on my own. And yeah, that was very helpful, and makes my energy more in a flow. And uh, it was it in the same year? Yeah, that's a good question. Um, I think about, was the spiritual growth challenge in the same year as that?
It's
I
always at the end of the year.
Yeah, I believe then it was indeed. Um, After that, there are 2 months work for my graduation, and then in December there was another challenge, um, growing your spiritual power, or
Yeah.
how you translate it. Um, and I decided to also do that. It was the end of 2021. Yeah, 2021. And I started that Kriya on, I believe, nee, not on high level, on medium level, I think. Not on the lowest level, because at that moment I found that not challenging enough,
Yeah,
I
you were
believe.
no more beginner after a
Yeah,
year.
yeah. Maybe my mind think that also. So I did the medium level kriya, and after almost 2 days, I felt that my third eye was reacting.
Wow.
Something that I have never mentioned before. Yes, I can make contact with some of the chakras, not all, not my heart and my third eye, obviously. Um, but after 2 days of practicing that kriya, my third eye started reacting.
I think it's the kriya of the essence of the self. Yeah,
Yeah, it's possible.
yeah, I
Uh,
think so.
yeah, and I practiced that further and further and further, and my dreams become more intense. I
Mm,
And my family is coming to me in my dreams. I see some situations happening that scared me. That scared me a little bit. Now more, it scared me a lot. It scared me in that way that I stopped after 9 days of the kriya. I stopped
mm,
with practicing it, and that stop is during until the detox challenge, I believe,
mm.
like
Yeah,
3 months.
yeah.
I want spiritual power, but when I notice it, when it's on the touch of my finger, I was scared. I
Mm,
was
mm,
scared because I was alone. I had nobody to share with what I experienced at that moment.
mm.
That was challenging.
Yes.
And I finished my graduation, so that was very fine, very stressful. And after that, yeah the hunt for a first job started, which is also not very easy.
Can I
Um,
pause you for a moment? Can you
yeah,
just pause you for a moment? Just
yes.
talk about this fear, because obviously the Kundalini did its work. And I think many people who listen to this podcast, there are those who are accustomed to the Kundalini energy, but there are also those who wonder, what is this Kundalini energy, and is it dangerous? And obviously you came in such a moment where you um, had to take a step back. Uh, Now in hindsight, now you practice longer Kundalini yoga. Can you say about what was this fear, and how did you realize that you could overcome that fear, or was
it
it real? Was it real?
it was more. It was something new for me.
Mm,
And first, it was something completely new. Um, with flexible back, yeah, it was fine. It was flowing. It was okay. But in spiritual, um, yeah, essence of self kriya, that was for me something completely new, and it felt overwhelming. It
mm,
felt as, is it too much? Do I the right thing at this moment? Is is it dangerous? Is also something that was come to my mind at that moment. Uh, but I've read before that Kundalini Yoga was not dangerous. Otherwise, they're not hosting that kind of challenges.
mm, yeah.
So that's not something that I was scared of.
Mm,
Um, what I was scared of most was um, that I saw things for myself that were not for my eyes in that moment. Like my um no, I don't want to tell this. No, it's
okay, that's
too
fine.
personal. Sorry.
If no, don't be sorry. It's Satnam. If this is too personal, then don't share. If I can relate to that, during my own process, I have realized some powers that come to you, and believe it or not, it's one of the nine treasures of the spiritual path, that you actually, powers come to you that you didn't know you have, and it can be frightening because you don't know how to wield it. It's like somebody giving you a super beautiful sword, but one wrong move you can cut yourself, right?
Yeah, like that feeling, indeed. Yeah.
Yes. Wow, it's an amazing power. I don't know how to
Oh,
deal with it, right?
yes. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how to handle it. Yeah.
Exactly. Yes, yes, yes. And you at that moment you knew we were a club and community, but you hadn't connect to it, right?
No.
Okay. When did you connect to the community?
Um, September 2023.
Oh wow, that's a 1.5 years later, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh
Yes.
wow.
Then
And
then I came fully in the community. Indeed. Yeah.
and can you explain for the people what is a community? Because not everybody knows our community.
Good question. The Kundalini Yoga community is a um, yeah, protective area where you can learn and share your Kundalini experiences. And there are all kind of people. There are beginners. There are teachers. There are coaches. There are yeah, all kind of people. And you can share your thoughts or your ideas. You can introduce yourself. You can ask questions, and it's all safe because you are on the same way, on the same path, or maybe not completely the same, but you all are in ways connected to Kundalini energy. Energy.
Thank you so much. Yes, I was longing for that myself in 2014. I was on my healing path, and I was longing for this platform place where I can just talk to people who were looking for ways to heal themselves or to reach their better version by self discipline or self practice instead of finding healing outside. And 10 years later now, I'm part of that platform. I'm part of the story.
Yeah,
And we
nice.
are having this conversation because it's so miracle that you saw us on the Kundalini YouTube channel, and you will be soon one of those stories on the Kundalini Yoga Club YouTube channel and the rest of our podcast. So isn't that great, right? It's a beautiful place where you have stories of all people of life, and they all decided, I've got something more in me. I want to find that.
Ah.
Yeah, great, great. And where are you now at the Kundalini Yoga Club? What's happening?
I have noticed it before. I am now at this moment in the 365 days Kundalini Mastery Dutch edition. Very important,
Yes,
Dutch
because we have
edition.
an English edition and we have a Dutch edition. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. And maybe it's funny to share because the people who I talk with at this moment are mostly from the international edition. So it's maybe a sign for me to look what's happening there.
Yeah, well, the just to give people a hindsight here, the Kundalini Yoga Club is a Dutch organization, but the inspiration is not Dutch. The inspiration of Guru Gyan, the founder, is to create a place where like-minded people like you and me can find the original teachings of Kundalini Yoga. And those original teachings come from the 1500s, and it's a place where you can test out many of the different tools, and you can decide for yourself whether it works for you or not. It's not a way where we say you have to do this every day, but it's a inviting way. And Sana, you are doing the 365 program.
Yes.
Can you tell about the system? Because I think you've been introduced to the system, right?
Of the 10 bodies, you
Yeah,
mean?
a bit. Or
Yeah,
where are you
yeah.
now of that system? Yeah.
Yes. In the 365 days, you getting introduced to the system of the 10 bodies, or 11 bodies, with, yeah, which of the two you prefer, I think. um and in that system you go each month of the year to another body. And now, so we are now in March, on moment of uh recording, we are in March. um so that means that we are in the third body, and the goal of this program is to give you some tools to balance your 10 bodies. And that means that we are now exploring the tool for the third body, the kriyas for the third body. Third body is the positive mind. So um, doing this conversation during the positive mind is also something which is very, very beautiful in combination, I think. I hope listeners can rely on that, um, because it's all about, yeah, positivity, lightness, some mind shifting. Obviously, for me, to be honest, is mind shifting.
Hmm.
Um, to so not to think about, hey, this is happening in my day and this was challenging. And also I noticed, well, the beautiful things, but now in the positive mind we mainly rely on um, positive things. So that's very helpful for me, and I hope for everybody who's in the program, uh, and also for you.
Well, no, I am doing the program for the second year. This last year I did the Dutch version, because Guru Gian, I think it was the second year of the training, and now we launched a English version. But I myself, I have learned last year so much. Even though I'm like I've been in 14 years of Kundalini Yoga, um, but the system, to have a system that you can really build your knowledge and experience, and being coached through the experience, I found it so valuable that I just, for myself personally, I did it for a second year. I'm doing it for the second year, and it's still helping me so much. So um, I'm happy that people like you and me have can have access to it. It's beautiful to know that you are so much more than a physical body.
Yeah, yes, indeed, and that was for me the first step. Like, I'm not only my physical body with uh, a head that thinks and a heart that sometimes try to speak, but mostly overruled by my head. Uh, and yeah,
And Sana now, huh? Where is Kundalini now in your life?
I practice Kundalini daily, and I am uh, absolutely not scared anymore. I'm very grateful to have it and to share it with people and the community. Um, and I'm very open in the community. If people asking questions, I will answer them. And I have a message conversation with someone else at this moment, which is very new for me. But we're talking about the programs that we experience, because I'm also doing the Phoenix rising at this moment.
Oh, yes, I saw you're participating in that. Tell us the Phoenix challenge, right? No, it's not a challenge. The
No,
Phoenix
it's not a challenge
transformation.
anymore.
Yeah, it,
Phoenix transformation. It's a course,
yeah.
a 3 month course at this moment, and it's taken by someone new to the community. And it's all about, um, yeah, how do I say this in English? I think uh,
Plasticity. Plasticity.
yes, neuroplasticity. Yeah, indeed. Um,
And,
yeah,
and why did you take the course? Because I don't think that many people know what that is, but What was your reason to change to go on a second course?
Um, the reason that I take this course is because I have some uh, struggles in my life, some pains, which cannot be defined by real doctors. And Kundalini is um, obviously my first tool to help me with that. But uh, I thought I was thinking that I need more to come over this challenge on my path, this blocking. Um,
Mm.
because struggling with pain and practicing Kundalini at the same time uh, is very challenging. Yeah,
So you're talking about chronic pain that you have in your
yes,
life,
yeah,
because the Phoenix transformation training is developed to help people with chronic pain or chronic challenges, um, that
yes,
cannot be helped by normal medical practitioners. That they just say, "Oh, it's stress, take a rest." But within this training, we know it's not about taking a rest. It's about understanding how you react to things that evoke stress reaction.
yes,
Yeah.
and indeed, it's mainly based on um, stress. What Hester says is you have become a champion in stressing. So I laugh on it because I know it's true, and I know that it for other people is true. Um, and the strategy of the Phoenix is to get you out of stress mode. Is to get you out of stress mode and take you in to relax and healing,
Mm,
and
mm.
all by yourself on the way of neuroplasticity.
Wow. Wow, Sanna. I mean, I haven't asked, but your age is now what age?
That's a good question. I am at this moment 23 years in
Incredible.
in
At
this life.
23.
Yeah,
Yeah, in this life. At 23, you are already experiencing, trying out so many tools. Where do you want it to take you? Let's jump forward. Where does Sanna want to be in, I don't know, 10 years?
yeah. Where I don't know, but um, with something that I know for myself is that I will inspire others. I will inspire others to take action on their challenges in life. Uh, that can be persons with disabilities like mine, like being blind or this, um, yeah, something like that. But it can be also people. All, we all have things in life, challenges in life, or blocked emotions, or which you call. I will inspire you to come over that.
I have to correct you because you are already doing that by being on this podcast.
I would. Yeah.
Really, I can tell you this from the bottom of my heart and our hearts. Our team is so happy that you're on this podcast, and we are so happy that you are in our community participating. It gives us so much joy that we can even, because let's face it, we never thought of reaching somebody who's practically blind. We never thought we would put a platform that a person like you has access to, and we could help them in such a significant way. Um, or we would enable them to help themselves in such a significant way. Let me just put it right. Our
Hmm.
tools are there for you to use. We don't really help you, you help yourself. So you are already inspiring even us. Uh, it-
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm very grateful to do that, and I hope that I can do it more. And
yeah. Maybe someday you'll join the teacher training and just become a Kundalini yoga teacher for blind people.
Yeah, to be honest, it's not my main goal. Not in the words that you say it.
Okay, 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 no problem. Maybe I just let's put away that seed, no problem. But you're very good in communication. I know how you are in Dutch language. I think you are a great communicator, and with the experience that you already have in your backpack and all the experience you are building up on right now. Wow, I'm just curious where you will be. Um, Tell us, because this is the Kundalini Awakening podcast, right? So tell us uh, the moment where you understood that Kundalini is something useful to you.
I think the spiritual uh, challenge where we talked about it
Mhm.
a few questions ago.
Yeah, the spiritual power challenge. Yes.
Yes, I think that was a very clear moment. Yes, I said I was scared, but if I was um, so scared that I not getting back to it, then I did not take the ah the
But
detox challenge. Yes, I have it. um, it's scary. Yeah, it was a moment um where I was confronted with my own power and not to know how to handle it. And maybe that was also the moment where there was something in me that changed to, okay, but maybe then it's time to learn how to handle my power.
wow, that happened in those 3 months that you stepped away from it.
I think yes. Yeah,
Mhm.
that felt so.
Yeah, we can only value something once it's not in our lives, truly. Because when it's all the time around you, you kind of not miss it. But it's like your parents. If they're all the time around you, you hardly need to miss it. But if you're alone traveling, you can, and you start to miss your parents, you really understand what you are missing, and that's when you grow understanding of the value of that or the person you are missing. So if I hear you right, you're saying Kundalini yoga or the Kundalini energy that it evokes gives you the the, the practice to become conscious of your true powers and how to deal with it.
Yeah.
So beautiful. I'm very curious what you will do with all that, because um, you're so young, and we have some other young um, people in our community. The previous podcast was about Storm. He I think he's 22. So it's, for me personally, it's so beautiful that young people like you are also finding the way, and finding their own way to use Kundalini yoga and meditations, and some of the trainings that we have. And he's, by the way, you should reach out to Storm. He's a member, because he's also doing the Kirtan Kriya almost every day. I think Storm is now on about 400 days.
Oh, okay. Yeah, can be very interesting to connect with, indeed. Yeah.
Yes, yes,
Thanks for noticing that.
yeah, and that's what we do at the Kundalini Yoga Club. There's no one way, but we believe that by sharing our way, we can inspire others. We can discover and understand more about the potential of raising our own consciousness, because that's what Kundalini energy is, right? It's the energy of consciousness. So, a very final question to you, because we have this beautiful story, but I also have to think a bit about the timing. Um, what would you say to the people, of the young people of your age, in a time where the world is pretty challenging, right? How should they approach Kundalini um, uh, as a potential tool?
That's a good question. The first thing I should say to a person of my age that's coming to me and that's into self development, or maybe not completely, I would say try Kundalini Yoga. Try it. Try a challenge or practicing some kriyas. I believe the kriyas are not in the open anymore, but yeah, the challenges mostly are. Uh, and let them experience by themselves. So I can say it works for me. I can share my experience, and if they want, I can do that, or they can listen to this podcast. um, but I think it's about experiencing by yourself that you can come to a clear conclusion if it works for you. And I think that age is not playing such a big role because I'm talking to also talking in my life to people um, who are a lot older than I am, and for me that's that's not something that matters. Maybe for you, but
Uh, so you are inviting them to experience it for themselves. Yeah,
yes, absolutely.
yeah, I guess you're right. Yes, because you can think many things about it, but you will never know it until you experience it.
Yes,
And that's not just for Kundalini Yoga, it's about everything in life. Right?
yes, absolutely.
Hey, Sanne, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, also from our team, that you were so brave to step onto this podcast. Um, I wish you a lot of joy and a lot of self development in our club. And thank you for being a member of our club. And I am sure that this will not be the last time that we heard of you, right?
Thank you so much. For,
Well, then let's say goodbye to everybody. Thank you for listening to our Kundalini Awakening podcast. Wherever you are, have a beautiful day, and we both hope that I'm sure that Sana thinks the same thing. We hope that you'll find your consciousness and find a way to raise it because there's so much beauty in understanding who you are, who you really are. Yeah. And join our club. We'll leave a link in there. The challenges are there for you to try out. Thank you. Thank you very much, Sana.